Okay, continuing on with this 300ZX. Sorry about all the noise in the background. That's the air conditioner and the dryer at the same time. Now, yeah, continuing on, I'm going to be starting to work on this hood, cutting out this hood. But I want everybody to know that I'm not giving up on the airplane, the Blue Angels A4 that I had taken a look at. I'm going to work on that, but I ran into an issue right off the bat where I've got to wait for some paint. Anyway, so I'll get back to that sooner or later, but I'm getting ready to start working on this hood. Just a brief recap. It was working out so good, and then it all fogged up and it won't clear up. So we're going to be cutting it out and inserting a clear piece of plastic in there. And I've got it mapped out there, as you can see. Did that with a Sharpie. And I just wanted to show you how I did that. I just used this piece of clear plastic that had an edge on it. Then I drilled a hole in it. Actually, I drilled 2 holes in it, as you can see there, which is for the tip of the Sharpie. And basically just put it over the edge there and ran the put the Sharpie point in there, which would be, oh well, I'm not going to do it again, but you get the idea. The Sharpie point went in through the hole, and then I could run it along the edge here so that it would exactly match the contour of the hood there. And then on the other side, up here, it was going to be too far down, so I drilled another hole that was closer. You can see the other hole there. And did the same thing to give that, you know, swoop there. Just a little tip if anybody is wanting to do any kind of mapping out on that. That's how you would have to do that. Kind of like a T-square if anybody's done any drafting. And then of course the straight ones were just straight, so that's no big deal. So about ready to get to cutting that out now. So hold on. So it didn't go very easily. It went. Ran into some issues because, of course, this is a clear piece of styrene. As you all may know, when you're like cutting close to a windshield, you run into a kind of a splintering or a kind of a flaking type thing that it does. When polystyrene is pure, it's clear, but it's also more brittle. So using the old method of cutting this out, of like a just, you know, over and over again cutting the line with the X-Acto blade, what was happening is as it got in deeper, it was starting to flake. You can see there the paint. So it was flaking the surface and the paint. Of course, you know, you don't really make cuts like this before paint, but this was kind of after the fact. But that wasn't going to work, so I ended up having to, because by the time I made it all the way through, it was going to be all splintered and flaked, and it was going to be a disaster. So I ended up having to go get the Dremel and just cut it and just, you know, butcher it. This is the piece that I cut out. As you can see, paint and plastic all melting, and but that got it out of there, and then I was able to use the cone bit to clean it up a little bit, and then of course now I've got a lot of detail, you know, filing and sanding to do. And in addition to that, I went past the line. Let's see how close I can get that. I went past the end. There we go. You can see there. So I've got that there. I don't know if I can buff that out, but over here on this side, I gouged it, and so there's a chance I'm gonna have to repaint this. I don't know, but got the hole. You know, it's at least symmetrical, and when it's all cleaned up, it'll be completely perfect. And then I'll cut out the window. So I'll get back to that in a moment. Now, also, I wanted to show what's going on in the chassis. I painted the calipers, on the rotors on all four, the same color as the springs to kind of match the body color. And they have the little poly caps that go in there. Let me show you over here. This is the way they go together. So in between there you have this little cap, poly cap, that is free to spin, and the end of your wheel there, the inside, you just poke that in there and it goes inside that poly cap and holds itself on. But you can also remove it now. You can just pull them on and off whenever you want, so I like that. And then also I got the exhaust finally good to go. Had to strip it once. I was going for that polished stainless steel look, and I don't know, pretty good. I'm happy with that. That of course is the duplicolor chrome. Also did the intake setup same way, and as you can imagine what that's going to look like. Let me get this hood. You can see the hood over there. That's kind of what you're going to be seeing through the window, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Plus the rest of the motor, and then that big gaping hole there, this piece goes on there, and parts of these pieces are painted different colors, so once they're all painted up they'll look really good. But I wanted to show you where I'm at on the chassis as well, and hopefully I will have some stuff together here in the next scene, so hang tight. Okay, so I got this idea from Benny Mac. I'm going to be, put this through here. This is going to be to sand tires. This is a orbital sander. It's upside down, mounted onto this table, and then you just kind of set your tire on there, and that's the dryer's ready. And this will sand the tire for you. Vibrates all over the place, but seems to work pretty good. So here we go. Not bad. Let's see if I can get that to where it will focus, and it's going to do the trick. Makes a lot of noise and a lot of vibration, but it's going to work. So that's how I'm sanding my tires. And here we go. All assembled now. All this stuff is glued on now. So I'm done with the under the chassis, suspension, and all those things. Got the tires on the wheels, got the wheels on the axles, and this is all put together. Now I got the steering is working, but interestingly enough, they seem to be kind of towed in a little bit. See that? So I might have to go in there and take a small slice out of that. It's supposed to be two separate tie rods, but it's just big one long, long bar there. Take a little slice out of that so that this is not towed in so bad. But yeah, you know, it steers, and tires are all sanded, and this is all looking good, and I'm done with that now and ready to flip it over, start working on the rest of it. So there's the motor so far, and it of course is missing its intake and everything, and that leads me to the next thing. Now, I did go ahead and I repainted that hood because it was bothering me, and cleaned it all up and polished it up again, and we're good to go. Now, something I did not do, I didn't cut out the window yet, and this is going to be this last segment in this update, so the actual window installation is not going to be in this update, but what is going to be, I'm going to try to get you a peek at, because here's the whole intake setup right here, and try to pick that up and put it in place, and about there, sort of. You get the idea. And then I'm going to try to get that body on chassis with one hand. And I had the little tripod set up, of course, trying to do something this tricky. I did not set up the tripod. It's just going to be nice and let me do it. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's not on there exactly right, but you do start to get an idea of what you're looking at. Now, this is not set. There it goes. All right. So if I hold it down, it's kind of in place. But yeah, with some of that clear plastic on there, that's going to look pretty awesome. That's going to give you a good idea of what that's going to look like. And boy, I do like that idea. It's turning out to be pain in the neck, just because, you know, I've never done it before, and it's fighting me, unforeseen problems. But yeah, that's Costas Viper came up with this idea to put this window in there, and even cutting it out more cleanly like this, we're actually cutting it out rather than just doing that faded clear look. I kind of like this more, to be honest, but we'll see what's going on. We'll see what it looks like in the final, you know, once I actually have the window on there. But, you know, we're starting to get a good look at what this looks like. I was hoping to be able to see the exhaust tips. No, you would have to paint or get the body on there better. But anyway, that's going to do it for this update. I think this was update 4 or something. The interior is where I'm going next. And that's about how far along on the interior I am. Absolutely zero. But that's where I'll be going next. And that's it. Hope you guys are enjoying this build. I certainly am. It's a awesome kit. And I'm already looking forward to doing the next Tamiya build, because these kits are absolutely awesome. Anyway, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you later.